All right. Hey, welcome back to Sippin' Saints. I'm here with the team, the crew, family. And we thought we'd go with a little bit of a different take this episode. And instead of going into, a topic or, discussing one thing, we thought we'd maybe take one episode and get to know each other or help you get to know us a little bit better by asking just some fun, lighthearted questions. Since Abel always wants to ask these hardcore, what do you do? It's a 10 steps of grieving. We thought let's take it lighter, get to know Zach, just share a little bit, some fun things. So we're going to be kind of throwing questions at each other. And hopefully, you get to know a little bit of a side of us, a little bit deeper, a little bit different than maybe what we typically talk about. So,
agreed.
All right, who's got the first question?
Actually, before we get in, could I just say that we have been talking about doing another Q&A episode. And so, when you listen to this or you see this on YouTube or you see this on Instagram, go and put in your questions if there's anything you want to hear us talk about or any things you're wrestling with that you'd like to hear us discuss. We'd love to engage with you.
Comment, and smash the subscribe button.
Hit that bell.
All right, let me throw the first question out, lighthearted. What's a movie you could watch every day?
Ooh.
Oh. For how long? Your whole life?
Yeah, every day. Just keep watching it.
It's a great question.
Narnia.
I love Narnia.
What
we
about
just watched Prince Caspian the other day. I love Ben Barnes.
Narnia's a good one.
What about just
So not like the
like
Christ figured Aslan Ben Barnes.
No,
adventure
it's like
movie?
warm and nostalgic for me because I grew up on Narnia. So
Yeah.
I'm the same age as Lucy.
Really?
Yeah, fun fact. Well, she's 28, 29.
Abel, what about you? Movie you could watch every day?
Oh man, that's a good question. I'm thinking I'm either like the first Fast and the Furious or Lawless with Tom Hardy and Shia LaBeouf.
He's a car guy. That makes sense for Fast and Furious.
So I just love that first one. It's nostalgic. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I have really random ones. I can't decide on one. Maybe let's see.
Harry Potter.
I'm wearing my Harry Potter shirt. I do love Harry Potter, and every year I think I'd get tired of them if I watched them every day. But every year when it starts to get cold, I definitely have those like flashes of like, oh, I need to sit down and watch these. So that could count.
Yeah.
Another one is this movie. I might get some hate for this one, but this is a movie I fell in love with as a fifth grader. Okay. The Phantom of the Opera.
Whoa, fifth grade.
Phantom of the Opera. I saw the movie in fifth grade, which might be a little bit early, but it hit me where I needed it because man, that movie has stayed with me. I won't argue it's an amazing movie, but I will argue it is a movie filled with emotion, and it just speaks to me, man.
I haven't seen that movie, but I've seen it on Broadway twice.
Interesting.
So I don't know if maybe I need to go watch the movie.
Well, okay, here's the thing. People hate on the movie because it's not Broadway.
Oh, okay.
And you got Gerard Butler like yelling at you, singing all these songs. But for me, the emotion in Gerard Butler's voice as he sings is what gets me. It moves
you.
Let's go watch it every day.
That rawness. And so I could watch it.
Nice.
Dang.
Okay, I got one.
Josiah hasn't answered.
Oh,
Passion of the Christ. No, I'm just kidding. I beat all you guys.
To be honest, it's Ice Age.
Ice Age. Yeah.
It's Ice Age.
Man,
Shrek
that's
2.
such a good question. I feel like you're watching it every day. You got to watch something funny, but then it maybe doesn't come funny. So I won't go so deep. For whatever reason, this movie comes to my mind. I don't know if I could watch it every day, but it's a really good movie. Is Saving Private Ryan? It's just a good classic war film. Yeah, it's with Tom Hanks. It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Steven Spielberg. I almost said Jurassic Park.
Oh,
which is
I like
also very like.
I feel like a good movie to watch every day would be an adventure movie, like one where you're going on an adventure, you're going on a Secret Life of Walter
Actually,
Mitty.
I changed my answer. I would watch Tenet. I would watch Tenet. And for just years, try to figure out what they were trying to do with that film because I have no idea what's going on with that film. I watched it. I watched it the second time. I thought I'm gonna figure it out. Nope, no idea what's happening in that film.
Speaking of movies, I'm gonna go watch Killers of the Flower Moon this Saturday.
Oh, I heard that was supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm really excited. You're watching it too this Saturday? Yeah, it's like the.
Gosh, you guys should go together.
Did you buy your ticket already?
I did.
I did too. Yeah, we're watching it in IMAX too, so I'm really excited.
Next question.
Okay, next question. If you could be a fly on a wall during any moment in history, conversation, what would be that moment and why?
Oh, man.
Including the Bible or excluding the Bible?
Yeah.
Are we being good
What kind
Christians
of
or not good Christians?
I don't know. I mean, both. How about we do one event, one moment in the Bible, and one moment in just like world history, I guess.
Just do one because we want to get
Just
through a
do
bunch of
one. Okay,
questions.
just do one. Yeah, Bible or
Go ahead, Lauren.
Oh, I'm gonna pass on this one. There's too many walls, too much history.
fair enough.
It's got to be something in the Bible though, like
Yeah.
some good. It'd be cool to be on the wall, like in in the Oval Office or like wherever they're making decisions, you know.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's actually what was going on
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
situation,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you've been lying to us again.
Conspiracy.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
aliens.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool. Okay, this if I thought longer, I'd probably come up with one I'd like better. But I think it would be cool to be a fly on the wall when the prophet Nathan confronts David about the way he killed Uriah
Yep.
and slept with Bathsheba and all this stuff. But just like to see him like tell this story and it begin as just like innocent story and then it escalates into this big twist and then
Yeah.
to see David's like response to that, I think it would be really powerful to see that.
Yeah.
Biblically, walking on the road, there's no walls because they were walking. But on the road to Emmaus, Jesus talking about how the Old Testament all points to him had to be one of the
That would be
greatest
sick.
just
Yeah.
moments in history.
Yeah.
So
I would have been a fly on the fruit as Eve was about to take a bite.
saying no.
Stop! I'd fly into
too
her
good.
throat and like try to like distract her from eating the. Yep. I would try
Wow.
to save humanity. Nah, actually, I don't want to say that.
We'll go around. Hey, we're gonna go this way. So we'll just go questions.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you throw them out, but we'll try to get through as many as we can.
All right, here's an emotional one.
Oh, jeez.
When is the last time you cried and why?
Oh man!
Right, man.
Last time I cried.
Oh.
I don't know if I want to share about when it was last time.
We
You don't have to
say
give the
When's the
details.
last
Yeah.
time you cried that you'd like to share it in a public format?
I can't
I
remember.
cried like 2 days ago.
Okay.
I cried laughing the other day, yesterday.
What was the joke? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was me and my friends group chat just sending a bunch of old pictures of each other and putting like funny captions under them. So it was like pictures from like just pictures caught off guard, pictures from when we were younger, and we would just like put really dumb captions. But
Yeah.
we thought it was hilarious because it was our friend group.
I did cry in the pastor's meeting too
Did you?
when one of the pastors shared a story on Easter where he was playing Jesus and fell off the cross.
Oh yeah. Why don't you say who it was?
I don't know if he wants to share it. But I've heard the version before and I was just dying. I was crying. I was like,
What would
that's
Jesus do? I got back on the
yeah.
cross.
That's what he said. What would Jesus do? I got back on the cross.
I got on that cross.
We're not done
What do
here.
you do? You lay on the ground? You're supposed to be dead. Like,
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, mine actually was the other night, Monday night. During the pastors' meeting, we asked the question, what's a story that you have that reminds you why we do what we do? And so, of course, I won't share the details because it's private, but I was sharing a breakthrough that one of our students had at a recent youth worship night here at Midway. And I wasn't expecting it, but I was like sharing it with these people and keeping her details, of course, confidential. But as I was telling them, I started like choking up and crying. And I wasn't expecting to, but it was. I realized like, wow, I really love that this happened.
Yeah,
And yeah, that was a good question to ask.
yeah.
what?
Wait, Lauren, you need answers.
Did you? No, she
Yeah, I
said 2 days ago.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He wants the details. He's like, what is it, Lauren? Get into it. No. All right. Kind of a simple one. What was what's the last book that you read?
Oh, that's a good question.
I just finished a book last night called "Fear Not: A Christian Appreciation of Horror Movies."
Interesting.
It's a short book, 106 pages. Just came out this year, like 2 weeks ago. Written by a film critic, Chicago film critic, and author and podcast host of the podcast Film Spotting, named
Super
Josh
cool.
Larson. So it was cool. He's just talking about how horror movies, like we don't have to be afraid of them as Christians. We can engage with them because they engage our fears in a way that's not always this like worldly, crazy way, but they actually express our fears and help us to wrestle with them and wrestle with like meaning and truth in a way that, other genres can't. It was a really good book. He goes through different kinds of horror movies.
Yeah.
And talks about like, here's the way they engage with this fear or that fear, our anxiety, our, fear of being alone and stuff like that. So it was really good. I recommend it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Super cool.
I engage my fears in other ways. The last book that I finished, I have a chronic problem of not finishing books. But the one that I did finish was called, I think, The Passion Generation. And it talked about like different generations from, I don't know, like Gen X to Gen Z. So that was really interesting, very eye-opening.
That's cool.
That's good.
Can I talk about one that I'm currently reading?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'm currently reading one that's called Not Enough Faith to Be an Atheist. And it's written by, he's like an apologist, apologetics person.
Mikey's reading that too, right?
Yeah, we're reading it together.
Oh, nice.
So I watch a lot of his YouTube content, and then Mikey brought it up to me. He's like, "Hey, have you heard of
Frank Turek?
Yeah, Frank Turek. Have you heard of? Well, he brought up the book, and I'm like, wait, that book sounds familiar because at Frank Turek, what he does is that he goes to universities and puts on these lectures, and he'll have tons of students come from all different various beliefs, and a lot of students will come up and ask him Q&A questions during his Q&A stuff. And he'll ask like an atheist, if God were true, and if, you could be convinced, would you follow God? And if they say yes, then he gives them his book for free.
Wow.
And so anyways, me and Mikey connected. We were talking about it. We're like, we should read it because that sounds like we could learn a lot from it in terms of just like even just thinking deeper about your faith and the arguments for faith and all that. So I'm excited. I've just read the first chapter and it's already super good. So.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. I read that book in high school.
Did you?
I found it at a library.
Ooh.
Sometimes libraries have like used books that you can buy for like 25 cents, 50 cents. So I came across it, and the title, I Don't Have Enough Faith to Be an Atheist, just popped out at me.
Yeah.
Yep.
And up until then, I'd only ever read fiction. But I bought that, and
What'd you think?
like my mind was blown.
Yeah.
It was and that got me into reading nonfiction and starting to read more of like theology and biblical stuff.
Wow.
And I think sparked my journey to like partially to being interested in going into college to study the Bible and things like that. So it was actually pretty, it's not the most influential book, but it was a spark that started me down this whole kind of.
I took the youth ministry through that book a few years ago.
Did you? Yeah.
But the book that I just finished, I think the last one I finished was one by John Wooden, who's a famous basketball coach. Not a big basketball guy, but his leadership principles as a coach are really, really good. And he just really led people well. So he just talks very practically and talks through just teams, but their sport was basketball. So it's a good book.
Nice.
Super cool.
Very cool.
It's on my shelf right now.
All right. Next question. What's an unusual hobby or pastime that you enjoy, but most people would find surprising?
It's good.
Wait, can you say it again? Sorry.
What?
I don't know why I like.
What's an unusual hobby or pastime that you enjoy, but most people would find unusual?
I don't know if they find this unusual, but Pastor Matt got me into, he's got like, I don't know, 200 board games or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And I only knew about one level of board game. Like I only knew like Monopoly and like,
Sorry.
yeah, like,
and ladders.
sorry, yeah, and like Operate, and
Code
then
names.
and then there was that, yeah. And then he introduced me to this like whole other level tier of board games that are like way longer to learn and more strategic.
Yeah.
And so, it's one of the things, I don't know if maybe it's a hobby. It's definitely something that we enjoy doing when we can. And I really like it. And I'm like, I joke and I told Matt, I'm like, these are like nerdy games. Like these are like, do you have to get in a bird costume to play these games or dress up as a wizard? But I really like them. Like they're really fun strategy games. So yeah.
Sure.
Nice.
Probably a surprising hobby. Maybe it's not surprising because everyone's like, that guy's a nerd. But
Harry Potter.
I got into birding, aka bird watching.
Okay.
Which sounds really nerdy, right?
They call that birding?
It's called birding by the people who take it seriously.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And
You
so
did
that's
just
like,
call it birding, so you must be taking it
I
seriously.
guess so. You got me. Got him. But it's basically, going into nature and looking for and identifying different species of birds. I'm an amateur. I don't know all the birds. I don't know all the calls. I'm not like sitting there like with my whistles and stuff like that. But Actually, what got me into it was, number one, realizing I think birds are pretty cool. Number two, realizing that when I'm in nature, that like is really filling for me. I really find a lot of rest in that. And birding is both introspective, like as you're walking, you think a lot, you process a lot of things, and you get through that. But so it brings you into yourself to know yourself better and to process through what's going on inside. But it also brings you outside of yourself and helps you to be in touch with your surroundings. It's like I'm looking at the trees around me. I'm listening to see if I can hear these birds. I'm noticing like what I'm walking on and the terrain around me. So it's both an introspective hobby and like, I don't know if what's the externalizing thing as well. So it grounds me, keeps me in touch, and
cool.
it relieves a lot of stress for me.
Victor, ever done it with you?
Not quite. Like she's been with me on
She wants
walks.
to talk. You're like, quiet. I'm looking at the birds.
I'm burning.
Hear that sound?
I'm burning.
No, we've gone on walks together, and she'll point out birds. It's just like we'll talk about it, or she'll send me a picture on her walk. Like, I saw this really cool bird. I bet you'd like it, or things like that. She's really great.
Nice.
My hobbies include. She's really great.
She's really great.
My hobbies include playing video games and playing pickup basketball.
Nice.
Nothing.
Oh, you're so cool.
Super unusual.
It's not. It's just not nothing crazy. I mean, it's just
He's like, I'm in
normal stuff.
tournaments.
Yeah. No, it's pickup basketball with high schoolers. Like it's nothing. It's nothing crazy.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I really like mini things. And so I've been working on building this like mini little garden house, but like you actually have to build these super teeny tiny things and then you put it together in this little house. And it is fascinating and it's so time consuming. You have to use tweezers. It's so small.
Oh, wow.
But you like build it from like materials. They give you like fabric and like
So they
glue
like package
and,
it and then you like.
Yeah. You
Are
buy
you
this
designing
kit.
it yourself, or do they have a design that you're
It's like a step by
working
step.
according-
Yeah.
Okay.
But they like have you doing like origami and building furniture and like taking beads and making like tiny mini little vases. It's just so cute. I love
super
doing
cool.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That would be my hobby. Next question.
Oh shoot, that's right. I was not thinking of a question.
I got one if you want some more time to think of
Yes,
one.
please.
If you were not, we all have like a calling in our lives. If you weren't in ministry or if you weren't doing this, what is kind of like your dream job? What would you like to be doing?
I'd run a business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of business do you? Do you
Selling
have an idea,
hats.
or just like
Selling
black
Selling
shirts.
cats.
selling black
The
crew
black
neck t-shirts?
the best black T-shirt you're ever gonna wear. No, I don't know what I would be selling specifically. It'd be something online though. I think it'd be an online business. I wouldn't want to own like an in-person store or anything like that. Or a restaurant. Those are incredibly difficult to run.
Yeah.
But yeah, business.
Yeah, business. I'd be a Twitch streamer.
A what?
Twitch streamer.
Oh, okay.
I just get
Is it
paid to
like
play
online
video games.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
like
wow.
video games and like
Streaming,
streaming
yeah.
it and
Wow.
Community.
You know my cousin
hey
does
chat.
What do you think about that,
Really?
chat?
My cousin does
Yeah.
that. He goes to these huge tournaments
Yeah.
and he's like the MC for these like
Oh,
gamers.
that's sick.
Wow.
Yeah, I would love to do that. It'd be so fun to build a community and to get paid to play video games and engage
Yeah.
with people. I mean, that sounds like that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I always had this. I really liked horses growing up, and so I had this visit to this ranch that this woman. She had this whole ministry, but not ministry, but she took abused horses and like nourished them back to life, and then she
Wow.
partnered with these organizations that rescued abused children, and she would like bring them together and they would like find healing with just interacting with each other and stuff. And I was just like fascinated with that as a kid. So I would either do something like that or run a business.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I would want to direct or write movies.
Oh,
Even if they're like small, like short films or something like that. Creating art, and I'm really into film
One
Yeah.
day, Zach, it's going to happen.
and stuff like that. I'm thinking about like maybe I could do it on the side, and not like be this big Hollywood movie director,
Yeah.
but just like make stuff. I
Yeah.
just like that idea.
That's awesome.
All right, I'm gonna drink my 89 fluid ounces of Simply Lemonade. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Abel, you have a question?
I was gonna say, what if you could get dinner with anybody who's ever lived? Who would
Man,
it
you
be?
keep taking us back to history.
Or someone right now? Who would it be? How about someone alive?
Okay.
Make it. We can currently alive. Grab dinner with somebody.
Oh my gosh, what's her name? Okay, have you seen The Shack?
And why? The
Oh,
Shack.
And why?
No.
The Shack. Okay.
Yeah,
The Shack, the movie.
I haven't
You
seen it,
know
but
Do you know
I haven't seen it, but yeah.
the woman who plays the God figure? What's her name?
that's is it Octavia?
Yes, I would love to
Spencer.
sit down with her. I just think she's like. After that movie, I was like, I just want to meet this woman. I know it's a character, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
she seems like a
Play the
well-rounded
character.
person. Yeah. And then can you play God for a second? I just want to cry. That'd probably be mine.
That's awesome. Cool.
I think I would do somebody in business. Probably Jeff Bezos, or the Amazon founder, or Elon Musk. I mean, I feel like Elon's super interesting to talk, to at least hear him talk, but
Why
he's
spaceships?
yeah, he's such at a high level. Sometimes he's talking about things I wouldn't be able to keep up at, like rocket this,
Yeah.
So
Rocket this.
I've heard him talk about like engineering and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
but I like his conversations. He's easy to listen to talk about. He's think about the future. He's a futurist.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
probably one of those two. Interesting.
Nice.
I would, thinking in such short term, I think I would want to sit down with a movie director named Guillermo del Toro.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
Mexican.
What big movie
director.
did he's done?
He's
a
done a
bunch.
bunch.
He's done
Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth, which is my favorite of his. He's
Yeah.
done
The Pinocchio
Shape
film.
of Water, the Pinocchio
Oh,
movie
I
that
love
came
that
out
one.
last
Yeah.
year on Netflix. Cabinet of Curiosity, Pacific Rim, Hellboy, like all these kinds of things. But his big thing is he, like, often in his movies there are monsters.
Yeah.
But in most of the movies the monsters aren't monstrous. They're not the evil people in the movie. They're not the villains. Often it's humanity that is the monster.
Interesting.
And I just think he has a really expansive view of love and goodness, and I think that'd be really cool. And if you ever watch any interview with him, he's like just literally a giant teddy bear, and he's so lovable. And I just could listen to him talk for a while. So I think I would really like to sit down and
That's cool.
talk with him about life.
Yeah.
I asked my question before Abel. So it's
Where is one place that you've been dying to go to? Like, where's like a country or a city? Ticket, all
question.
expenses paid. You just get to choose the
All
place.
expenses paid. Dude.
I'd say like St. Lucia or Bora Bora or some island with a hut on the water.
Oh yeah, those
You
are
know?
cool. They're so crazy expensive.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a
Tried
cool one.
looking at one.
Except it's like 20 hours of flying to get there. I
But
mean, you've
it's
done the whole
worth it.
Australia thing, but yeah.
I think I do. I think I do Italy. Italy.
cool.
And just all like just one spot in Italy, or can I just like do a road trip throughout Italy?
Your trip.
Yeah, I think I do a road trip throughout Italy with like camping and staying at hotels and just do it up just all around Italy.
That's a good answer. I would, ever since I was in high school and I saw the movie The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, shout out to Esto, our producer, who loves that movie as well. He goes to Iceland in that movie. And ever since then, I was like, I need to go to Iceland. It's
Yeah.
really beautiful. Since
Yeah.
then, it's become really trendy to go there. So that makes me not want to go just
Oh my
because I'm an Enneagram
Just go to
4
Norway.
and
It's
all
close
that kind of
enough.
stuff. But I would love to go to Iceland, and I would use my all expenses paid to reserve every other spot, so no other.
So no one
tourists.
else is there.
Yeah,
Wow.
You go on like $100 million vacation.
I'm taking the whole island.
I'm going to the moon. It's mine for the day.
Is Iceland the one that has? I'm sure other places has this, but I know it's pretty famous in Iceland. The igloos that are see through, and so that you can you stay in an igloo, but it's not really an igloo. It's just like a glass shape of an igloo, and you can see like into the night, because I know like the stars
lights
are
and
really the
stuff.
lights, the northern lights. Is that what they're called?
Aurora Borealis.
But yeah, I've
I
seen
actually
that.
don't know, but
Yeah,
that
I've seen
sounds
that.
like something
Yeah.
they'd have.
I've seen it on
which would be
social
pretty
media
sick.
and stuff. And so
Sounds
Yeah.
like a magical time.
Lauren's vacation sounds pretty good, so maybe something like
Bora
that.
Bora.
Or I've always wanted to go to Egypt, so just place I haven't been to that
Yeah.
I think would be really cool. Greece is cool too. I haven't been to Greece, but I'd be more excited to go to Egypt. Just check out Egypt and explore it and go to the pyramids and the Sphinx and all this
South
stuff.
Africa would be.
Exotic.
And then say, "Let my people go."
Reenact most.
The amount
really
of
why you
people
wanna
who have
go.
done that probably
Right?
Yeah.
in Egypt.
It's like people on the front of the boat. Everyone wants to be Jack, you know. And so
All right, I think we have time for one more question. This one's kind of funny, but what is a funny quirk that people have said you have?
funny quirk.
question.
What is a funny quirk that people have said you have?
Silence.
People aren't honest with me. I don't know.
It's like too introspective.
No one talks to me.
No, that's
At
my
everyone.
flaws. Oh, man, I really don't know.
I don't know if this is
Or
considered.
maybe like what you see in yourself that might.
Yeah, I don't know
you
if this
think,
is
like-
considered a quirk, but the other day when we had our youth worship night, my girlfriend was with me and she was kind of helping me set things up and get people going, get teams into their places. And she, like at the end of the night, she's like, "You move so fast, like you just are like you're just like all over the place." I'm like, really? I didn't even realize that. Like I was just. I don't know if it's a quirk, but now that I like look back at different moments like that, I do like when I'm in those moments, I'm like everywhere, like thinking of what's coming next and making sure everything is going. And so like, I don't know if it's a quirk, but it is weird. Yeah.
I think that's a really good
different
question to ask other people around you. Like, what's the quirk that I
Yeah.
have? Like, my wife would be like, "Oh, this was what it is," you know?
Yes.
Because I can tell you hers. Do you know what yours is?
I think I have a lot of quirks. One that I think about a lot because I wonder if it bothers other people is I'm constantly like drumming or like making music with things. So like even sometimes I'll like step and I'll like clap softly as I step and make a beat with it, or I'll step in a beat, which makes you look weird. Or my wife will say like I constantly like use her gently as a drum set, and like she's like a cymbal, and so I'm like so if she's like sitting next to me, her leg becomes a crash cymbal or things like that.
I like
So
that
I
he
feel
used
like
the word
that's-
gently because he
Yeah.
assumed that, like, we assumed that we were going to be like,
I really just need to let it all out.
It's like, ow, ow, ow.
you saying that, my wife tells me that she thinks I'm OCD.
OCD.
So, like,
oh.
or I don't know, like, if I'm officially OCD, but, like, kind of the quirk of
Everything
like,
has its
things need to
place.
be, like, I think it's not that it bothers me if it's not, like, lined, but I find myself, like, just wanting to be orderly with things.
Yeah.
And like one day I did the dishes and I had all like the forks lined up and she was like, "Serial killer." You know? And I'm like, wow, I just like things orderly, like lined up. So maybe that's my quirk.
That's funny.
Nice. I think I don't know why I asked that question. I think like my sister and my roommate always kind of say that I like express everything on my face. So like I could be thinking and I'll just like make this facial expression and they're like, "What are you thinking about?" Like, but nothing like super quirky. I don't know. I could probably ask Zach and be like, "Wow, you just stop breathing for a while and then you're like at your desk." I don't know. Just things that I think like I wonder if other people notice these little like quirks.
Yeah.
Or is it just a quirk because it's a quirk for me? So, but anyway, that wraps up this episode of Get to Know You. Hopefully, this helped you get to know us and had a good laugh today. And we will see you next time on Sippin' Saints.
Peace.
Yeah, it's good.
Keep on sipping.